Would you like to have a party?
Hello and welcome to Funny You Should Care! Before we get started, please note the exits are to the right and the restrooms are down the stairs on the 3rd floor. Tonight you'll see a mix of sketches, improv, and interviews. And in the classic Second City tradition, everything you're about to see is satire. The views expressed in this show are ours as comedians, not necessarily those of our guests. Alright, let's get started!
When Danny heard that he was moving to the illustrious, walkable city of Chicago, he expected sunshine and rainbows. Little did he know the horrors that await in the double-stair overlook apartment hotel!
Why is it so dark in here?
Because you're in a double-stair apartment.
Ah! Why are there twins in Chicago?
Come stare with us, Danny.
Stare? Stare at what? Outside?
No. Stare. A-I-R. Not A-R-E.
What? What does that even mean?
Come play with us on the stairs.
How? You guys are separated from each other.
Because I represent one stair pool, and I the other. But choose wisely, because you can only choose one set in case of an emergency.
Okay, her. Wait. What? Yeah, I mean, these are the stairs I use basically every day, so I would probably just go down these.
Your decision has been made. Okay, but if there was an emergency and you were over here, surely you would choose me then, right?
I don't know. Studies show people tend to just kind of lean into the muscle memory during an emergency and just use the stairs that they're most likely to on the daily basis.
Yes, that's right. Wait,
Wait,
so you're saying that even though I exist, I probably won't get used? Sorry, Luis, them's the break.
It's okay, Louise. You're still really important in really large buildings, like big apartment complexes and hotels that have lots of people inside.
And I hate to tell you, Luis, but in low-rise apartment buildings built after the year 2000, you just don't make a discernible difference in safety. We've been here a long time. We were first required in the year 1903, the same year that the Wright brothers achieved flight. We just don't need two identical sets of stairs. We're identical. Why am I getting cut out? We don't need you either. I'm just saying. What is that? 2 stairs and no play make class a dull hole.
Danny! Oh, Danny!
Dad, is that you?
Here's a stair. Here's another stair. And I want to put in a 3rd stair. Oh! Hi there, son.
Dad, please, why are we here? Can we live anywhere other than an apartment that feels like straight out The Shining?
What's The Shining? No. We have to live in a double-stair building that feels like a big hotel. For what if there was... A fire! Go down the normal stairs we always do.
It's just a candle. I needed some more light in here.
Who are you, another one of these stair-loving freaks?
No, Danny. You see, you have a gift called the ability to see past the status quo and embrace safer, modern housing codes. Or as I like to call it, the single stair.
Let me guess. Staring is spelled
S-T-A-I-R-I-N-G. Yes, Danny. Wise beyond your years. Now, we have a lot of staring that we have to go do. Plus, someone spilled red corn syrup by the broken elevator shaft.
There's an elevator?
Used to be.
Architectural variety. More neighbors in Chicago. going to talk about a wonky little subject called single stair reform, which can help us build more family-sized housing in Chicago and help with more architectural variety and more neighbors. Because if we don't address things like this, we'll have problems in Chicago, such as the situations that will play out in this living room.
They say I come and I go. Tell me all the ways you need me. I'm not here for long. Catch me or I go Houdini. I come and I go.
Girls, you need to behave. You're driving your mother and I crazy.
We know you're teenagers and it's hard to get along, but we just really want you to try.
And we have tried everything, but nothing seems to work. So we're bringing in someone who we think can help. Be nice.
I've seen a single staircase! I have seen a single staircase.
She is a psychic/spiritual advisor.
Hi, Madam Cloyce.
Hello.
My name is Paul. This is my wife, Pauline.
hello. Yes.
And our daughters, Paula and Babs.
What a splendid opportunity to meet you and your beautiful daughters. Oh! What a horrible clashing of aura.
Oh, Madam Poise, it's terrible. They either scream and fight or sit in silence like this. Can you please help us?
Well, yes, let me see. Ooh. It's quite crowded in here spiritually. It's difficult to see the individual desires because they're all sort of sitting on top of one another.
Yes, well, we have outgrown our home. Our daughters are sharing a very small room, and it's a big point of contention.
Move.
Right.
Goodbye.
Wait.
Problem
No,
solved.
wait. We can't move now. Our housing prices are crazy.
Yeah, we're hoping you can help us like here and now.
Ah, right. Okay. Let me see. I see. Yes. I see a 3-bedroom apartment. A free flat in Chicago should be reasonably affordable.
What?
Move out! Go! Take your family! Run! I have to go!
Wait. Okay, those homes used to be affordable, but they're not anymore.
Yeah, they used to be the backbone of Chicago's neighborhoods.
They were efficient, affordable, and cute.
And you could rent out a unit to a tenant or your mother-in-law, which would be an amazing
Nightmare.
idea.
More than a few hot auras in this very small space, I see.
Yes, well, as you said before.
Yes, well, we just need some help here. And we just
You know, someone will buy a whole entire unit, an entire building, and then they'll take out the individual units, turning it into one big house.
Yeah, which is one reason why Chicago's actually losing housing stock right now, and prices are skyrocketing.
Right. Yes, well, my apologies. Okay. My visions are not always time appropriate. You see, I tend to live in the future and occasionally the past.
Okay, well, can you use a future vision to help us?
Yes, and
Okay, let's see. Let's try trance, yes? Close your eyes, yes? Ah! I see... single stair housing, yes?
What is that?
The type of apartment layout that allows for low-rise apartments to be built with a single stairway at the middle, rather than 2 on either side connected to the hallway like a hotel.
how will that help our daughters?
You can open your eyes now, please.
Oh.
Please. Come back, Lawson. My God. Well, it allows for better single-family layouts and more light-filled spaces, which is important for sisterhood, harmony, and peace. Harmony, peace.
Right, but Chicago building code doesn't allow that in buildings over 2 stories, so it doesn't really help us.
Yeah, in Illinois and the rest of the state, it allows it in 3 stories, but we are not moving to the suburbs.
No!
Hell no!
Hell no!
Okay. Jeez, let me see, okay. I see! Greystones and courtyard apartments and cottage courts. What about that?
Yeah, okay, that's definitely a vision of the past. Those used to be very common in Chicago. They were some of Chicago's most iconic housing types.
Yeah, but they're outlawed now.
Right. Why?
You can't see that?
Once again, I live in visions of the future and of the past. I do not begin to understand the ways and woes of building codes.
Well, basically, they've been outlawed because of zoning rules and building codes, just decades of really questionable planning on behalf of Chicago.
So, past.
My God. Well, I'm telling you, single stair reform is the future. But, ladies, We need your help.
Oh, well, what, a seance, a sacrifice?
We'll do anything.
Please do not kill any small animals, if you can. If you can. No, talk to your representatives. Yes, yes. And for these girls, oh my goodness. They live in a small bedroom. They share a closet and they have the same face. Give them a break. Yeah, let me see what I can do. I really am magic, wow. Now I really must be going, okay? Push for single stair reform and missing middle housing. Yes, be patient. Talk to your representatives. Goodbye! God, I hated when teleportation was down, but I do love the CTA.
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I've been alone.
Welcome to this season of The Bachelor Lot, the only show where an empty Chicago lot can find its perfect match. Excited to introduce you to vacant Chicago lot, our contestant. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're looking for on this journey of love?
Well, the truth is I've been sitting empty for years because I have not found my perfect match. And I don't want to end up like my 30,000 other friends across Chicago, vacant and alone. Like, I want to find love.
Yes, and I believe we will. So let's go ahead and meet your suitors.
Hello, my hot stopper. My name is Castle, and I have a moat that you can swim in. Hello, I'm Old Dwelling. I'm creaky, but I'm cute. Sup, peeps? I'm luxury apartments. I've got 8 floors, and one of them is entirely dedicated to the noble sport of ping pong.
I'm the haunted woods. I need someone who is so spooked.
Haunted Woods, get out of here! Who keeps casting him?
I curse you.
10, because 1 and 2 aren't enough. I'm 3 flat.
Well, I think we've got a lot of potential here. Let's hear a little bit more about you, your specifications, what you're seeking.
Yeah, well, for starters, I'm only 25 feet wide as a standard Chicago lot, so I'm pretty selective about who I date.
Oh, calamity! You're only 25 feet! My mug won't fit in there. Good day to you, empty Chicago lot.
Ouch. Okay, well, another thing about me is I'm very family-oriented. Any partner of mine would have to be okay with multiple families or even multi-generations living within me.
Oh, I've seen several generations. And I've seen other things too.
I'm so sorry. You do smell like cigarettes, and that's a no for me.
Nobody likes carcinogens these days.
What's this spot? Can you push that?
Empty Chicago lot. Oh, check me out. What I can offer you is a long central hallway and access to the ping pong room after hours.
I mean, you do have a certain curb appeal, but what is your thoughts on affordability?
Affordability? I don't think that's a real word.
That is a non-negotiable. I'm so sorry.
All right, fine. I'm gonna go ping that new phrase around in my head and come up with something to compromise on, because we're gonna make it work. You and me, we're gonna make it work.
I don't think so, but maybe I will just end up vacant and covered in weeds after all. Jeez.
No, we've still got 3 flat over there. How about I'm gonna give you guys some time to get acquainted privately.
Why are you leaving?
Intimacy is delicious.
The Bachelorette.
Empty Chicago lot. I know I'm not perfect. I can't fit all the families you want inside of me, but I've been doing some research, and I can trade my staircase for living space. And then I'll be able to have all the families you want.
You'd be willing to change for me? No one has ever done that for me before.
Oh, empty Chicago lot. I would. I think I'm falling for you, empty Chicago lot.
I think I'm falling for you too.
Empty Chicago lot! I thought about this whole affordability thingy, and what if instead I add another ping pong table?
Get lost!
You're lost!
Somebody said you got a new friend. Does she love?
All right, Ryder, settle down. Welcome to another season of the TV show Chicago Fire. As you know, I'm executive producer Dick Wolf.
I am so excited to be back for another season, Dick Wolf.
Dick Wolf.
Yes, I'm very excited as well, but we seem to have hit a snag. The firehouse we base our show on, Firehouse 51, sees more fires in one season of TV than it does in an entire year of real life.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, right now, Chicago sees about 1,500 fires a year across the city, so across its 98 firehouses, that means each one sees about 1 to 2 fires per month.
Oh, we've got them fighting like 1 to 2 a day.
We assume Chicago's very flammable?
It's great for TV, but in real life, Chicago Fire Department only spends 0.4% of its time fighting fires, so we need to adjust a little and update with the times, so I brought in a fiery consultant, Sparky. Hi, I'm Sparky! You've got problems with the fire show? That's okay. That's okay. We'll solve them and we'll still bring you the drama, mama. Yeah. All right, writer. Well, stand in front of the screen. It's the first scene of the season. What am I looking at?
Kitchen fire.
Oh, I love it. What are the beats?
Okay, so this woman, she's cooking dinner for her husband. He's been away for an entire month at the war. So she thinks it's actually been with his secret family the entire time.
And she takes the pan she's cooking with, and she throws it at him, and poof, starts a fire.
But she escapes the building, and once the fire rescue team arrives, she has to decide whether or not she's going to tell them that her husband is trapped in that building.
And she does, and they rescue him, and they kiss.
Juicy! However, that's not realistic. Well,
Yeah,
realistically. Take a journey with me. How long does it take from when the fire starts to when the firefighters arrive on the scene? About 5 minutes?
Yeah, give or take.
Yeah. Well, modern sprinklers can detect fires in 26 seconds and put them out within 2 minutes.
Oh.
We're gonna have to cut all that fire rescue stuff. But it's just the firefighters can't get there by the time the sprinklers put the fire out. What I want you to write in is dramatic shots of the sprinklers dispersing water over the flames to really get in there. Yes.
Okay.
The challenge is to take 5 minutes of heightened television drama and condense it into 26 seconds. Can you handle the challenge? That's the attitude. Who has another idea?
Okay. The firefighters are in the locker room making out. And then they get a fire call.
Yes, and it's 2 illicit lovers smoking on their mattress. And their ashes catch the mattress aflame, and a fight.
The team shows up, they put out that fire, and then they go back to the fire station where they have to sit and reflect upon whether they should be having their own extramarital affairs in the workplace.
I am enthralled. However, modern mattresses are required by law to be fire resistant, which means that fire wouldn't have started in the first place. We're just gonna have to once again cut out all that fire rescue stuff. Get rid of that. But you know what? Keep the kissing. That's hot.
It is very hot.
Another treat morsel for Sparky.
Yes, we have 2 illicit lovers cooking on the back patio porch.
There are a lot of illicit lovers in Chicago.
You'd be surprised.
Anyways, 2 illicit lovers cooking on the back patio porch making hot dogs, and one of the hot dogs, it catches fire, and poof, the entire porch is ablaze.
But by porch, do you mean the wooden stairs that are in the back of most Chicago apartment buildings? The ones that act as a fire escape but are also highly flammable?
Exactly.
Keep that. That's realistic.
Yes!
Well, this season's gonna be a lot shorter than last season.
More time for commercials. Now that's what I call primetime television. Special part of our show, we're gonna bring up our guests. So let's bring up our guests to the stage. All right, give a round of applause for our guests. Can we start off just by introducing yourselves and your position and what you bring to the single stair issue?
Hi everyone, I'm Drake Warren. I am the Democratic nominee for Cook County Board of Commissioners in the 10th District. I care about single stair reform because I like all the nerdy under the hood stuff that can make housing more affordable, and I'm a renter that would like to own one day, and in the meantime live in a unit with more than one room and more than one window.
Yep. Hey everybody, good afternoon. I'm Matt Martin. I'm the Alderman in Chicago's 47th Ward on the north side. Housing is the biggest issue that people bring up in our community, especially the loss of some of those family-sized homes. Your 2 and 3 flats getting converted into single-family homes or even torn down entirely to create a double lot. So we're hearing about it a lot, and I have had the fortune of working with great organizers to introduce legislation to bring single-stair reform to Chicago.
Thank you. I'm Bennett Lawson. I'm the Alderman of Chicago's 44th Ward. I'm Matt's neighbor to the southeast. If you've been to Wrigley Field, you've been to my neighborhood. It's all full of yellow right now. But I am the vice chair of the zoning committee, a co-sponsor of the single stair ordinance, and have been one of the folks helping to push some of our more consequential housing pieces this term. So thanks for having me.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Cam Buckner. I have the pleasure of representing the 26th District in the Illinois House of Representatives. The district is essentially Oak Street Beach down to the Indiana border, so Chicago's lakefront. And the reason I care so much about this is that I've tried in my role in Springfield to try to create policy that can help create density with dignity. And when we look at these archaic rules and laws, I think that we're using, I told somebody yesterday, we're using blockbuster policy for Netflix time. So we got to change that.
A wonderful metaphor. All right, well, Drake, can we start with you? Can you just tell us a little bit broadly about Chicago's housing shortage, kind of how we got here, how it affects housing pricing in general?
When Chicago's population was booming, housing stayed pretty affordable and accessible because Chicago was building a lot of housing of a lot of different types all over the city. And as Chicago got more into the Depression, war, post-war time, a few big things happened. 1, Chicago became a lot more racially diverse. 2, a middle class began to emerge and became more of its own distinct class. And 3, as we got more into the 60s, a lot of explicitly racist policy like redlining and racial covenants became illegal. So in order to control the race and class makeup of neighborhoods, people turned to restrictions on housing type in order to accomplish that. So we saw ADUs banned, things like cottage clusters. We saw huge swaths of the city downzoned, so the number of units allowed in many cases became 1. So in effect, in much of the city, we banned all but the most expensive type of housing, single-family housing. And that is why we now see people struggling to ever get a first home. We see people in bidding wars just for rent, just to wind up paying a higher number every month that builds them no wealth. And it's why we see people who have lived in Chicago for generations unable to find a family-sized apartment unit because those mostly don't exist, and being outbid by a couple of lawyers maybe for the few single-family homes they can find that are maybe starting at $500,000. So if we want to see Chicago's working class be healthy, we need to adopt and replace these with more family, working class friendly housing policies. So we're all gonna do that. We're gonna fix all of the other problems, and everything's gonna be awesome forever.
Love it. Thank you. Alderman Martin, can you tell us a bit about single stair? Kind of give us a single stair 101, what it is, how it would help Chicago. Maybe speak to the safety record a little bit too.
Yeah, so an increasing number of cities across the country and even states are moving towards single stair. And some of the skits that were shared with us earlier went into some of the reasons why. You get more family-sized units, more affordable homes. Here in Chicago, if you have a new development that has 10 or more units in it, at least 20% of those homes need to be priced affordably. So it makes all the sense in the world that we do this. New York and Seattle have been doing this for decades. And when Pew Charitable Trust looked into the safety record, because that's the big thing that people bring up, right? They say, oh, isn't it great to have 2 exits instead of 1, especially with our horrible fire history here in Chicago? Why would we want to move away from that? But if you look at the experiences of other cities, you see that over the 12-year period that they were looking at in recent memory, there wasn't a single fire death associated with single stair in either of those two cities. And so Baltimore has been moving to do this. Austin has been moving to do this. Entire states like Texas are doing this. So why shouldn't we be doing the same? So we introduced this legislation, had a subject matter hearing a few months ago in the zoning committee where Bennett's the co-chair, vice chair. And it was an interesting conversation because we presented a lot of information, including having the fire marshal from Seattle come and talk about all the ways in which this has worked in that city that's really booming, in the ways that we want Chicago to boom again, like we had in the 1940s, 50s, as Drake was mentioning. And so we've got some work to do, candidly. We've got a fire department and a buildings department that are still concerned primarily about safety issues and also some of the unique quirks about Chicago. Some of our lots, they're about 25 feet wide. It's a little bit narrower than some other places. And so we do need to right-size the code so that single stair works in Chicago, but it's gonna get us more homes, more family-sized homes, and oftentimes pencil out when developments otherwise wouldn't, because you can save maybe 5% of costs if you go from 2 staircases to a single staircase, again, still having that good safety record. And so what we've done, even just with our substitute ordinance, is say, okay, let's have self-closing doors to prevent smoke from spreading. Let's have 2-hour fire safety rated corridors. Let's make sure that you have sprinkler systems everywhere. Again, trying to address some of these safety issues and pulling from some of the best parts from Seattle and New York. So if some of our peer cities have been leading the way, not just for years, but for decades, I think it's time for Chicago to step up and borrow those great ideas so that we can build more homes and more affordable homes.
Thank you for that. Alderman Lawson, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on at the city level and how single stair fits into the greater picture of affordable housing strategy for Chicago?
Sure. So, like Alderman Martin said, we had a very productive hearing in June. It's all online, so you can go to the city clerk's website and watch it. It's very interesting to hear some of the arguments against it and how they don't always hold up so well. And I appreciate your skit about Chicago Fire. Thank you, Dick Wolf. You know, I think so. Thank you. I needed that. We passed the ADU ordinance last summer, and it took a long time. And it's person by person, vote by vote. How does this impact my neighborhood? We still had to make a deal on it. We still have some cleanup to do. I know that we're not done. But it's in that vein that we're looking at ways to nip around the edges of the zoning code. How can we get housing into existing spaces that are being unused? I've got a chiropractor changing his office to an apartment, because he doesn't need an office anymore, because he doesn't need paper records when he built the thing 20 years ago, right? Back storerooms in commercial buildings. We've allowed rear units as long as commercial's in front on a commercial street, a B&C zone street. There's a lot of little things that we've done, but the big stuff like this, where you're involving an entire department that has a union that is very involved, and let me tell you, fire is emotional. We had a few calls of folks to my office of people who did not understand why we would do anything that the fire department didn't approve of because they had lost someone in a fire. And that's a conversation that's going to be very difficult to have in talking about this may actually be safer and prevent fire death if it's sprinklered. There's also some common sense things, I think. I live in a 4-flat. We have 2 stairs. The doors are 4 feet away from each other, right? Now I use my front stairs and my back stairs differently, oddly enough. But I mean, if there's a fire in my hallway, I'm not getting to either stair. And so how useful are the 2 stairs that we have right now, other than a move-in one and one that stays nice, is something I even question for a 20-year-old building. So I think, like with ADUs, it's person by person. Given the timing on everything of this term, I'm not sure that I don't know that we're going to see a whole lot. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't try, because the work we do now becomes part of the conversation in the election, because housing is going to be a top issue in this election. And what are we doing? Where are the alders at? Where they've been voting is going to be really important. And so we want to make sure everybody stays plugged in on all of those issues. Yeah.
And then Rep. Buckner, can you tell us a bit about what's going on at the state level and the Build Act and how single stair fits into all that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have the honor of being the House sponsor of what I really think is an intrepid, visionary new housing plan for the entire state of Illinois. Earlier in January, Governor Pritzker put together a large piece of policy that would deal with a number of the impediments to creating more affordable housing, not just in Chicago, but throughout the state in each of the 102 counties. And they include single stair reform. They include ADUs and cottage clusters and carriage houses. They include lot size reform. They also include things with processing fees and all of the impediments that people find when it comes to how we try to build housing by right is in there. And so there's a lot of things that are tailored to making sure that we deal with the missing middle here in the state of Illinois. I think we got really close this year to getting something done before the May 31st deadline, but if anybody has paid attention to the way Springfield works, May is a very interesting time, and so things happen and things fall off. But I think many of my colleagues who were not well briefed into what this looks like, they're now excited about it. They now understand that we've done things this way for a very long time, that we require some zoning reform, we require to remove those impediments so that we can move forward. When you look at the single stair issue in particular, explaining to my colleagues that, you know, for a very long time we were doing this the right way. When you look at, once again, Chicago courtyards, when you look at New York walk-ups, when you look at San Francisco flats and Boston triple deckers, we had the blueprint on how to move this in the correct way. And so I think a lot of it is educating folks that if we decide to switch the way we've operated, that we're not going backwards, we're actually creating the space that we need to do this the right way. And so here's a pun, we know the steps. And the answer is staring us right in the face. We'll figure it out. You like that?
That's your first time, I'm sure.
And that's all. Good night. All right, so one more question for all of you. We'd love to hear just for, a quick answer to, if someone supports single stair reform, what should they do if they want to see more safe, family-sized, help fix the missing middle housing crisis? What's like the CTA? What's the action they should do?
Contact your elected representatives and join a pro-housing organization. I'd recommend Abundant Housing Illinois, Strongtown Chicago, or the Chicago Growth Project.
I would suggest getting active in your neighbors association. In addition to reaching out to your, say, alderperson directly, have a bunch of people on your block or your community also reach out so that they know this isn't just like one or two people's pet issues. This is something that entire communities want to see.
Just to add to that, I should have said this earlier, we have alders that are actively upzoning their ward to allow for 2 flats and 3 flats. Pay attention, because there are other alders actively downzoning their wards to prevent development, and it's all over the city. But I think I've seen more of that in this term than I ever did previously, and they're doing it with our great friends at DPD, and they're doing it in a plan, and they want more housing than just single family. So pay attention to the ones who maybe they haven't signed off on single stair, but they're going in the right direction. Maybe they all voted for ADUs, but other things that we can look at to say that this is somebody we should be working with and that will understand where we're going.
I would just add, everything they said is totally correct. Just say something, right? Speak up, be a voice, because what we see in these conversations is that often the dissenters are way louder than the folks who want this to happen. And so please don't get drowned out. Please let your thoughts, your ideas, and your observations be known so we can get this stuff done.
All right, let's give our guests a round of applause. And now we're going to do something even more special. We're going to play an improv game with our guests.
Keep those jokes coming.
All right. Thank you so much to our accomplished expert guests. We're going to do something that we're experts in, comedic improv. Let's bring in our comedic improvisers, Kallie and Hayley. We're going to play a game called Columns. That's Hayley and Kallie will be doing a scene together, and occasionally they'll slip up and need a little help. So they'll turn to our guests and ask them to fill in the blanks. There you go. And they can say something that blank makes sense, or something like horse that doesn't make sense. It's up to our improvisers to make it make sense. Now, we need a type of relationship from the audience. Think like mother-daughter, or lawyer-client, or doctor-patient. Doctor-patient. Thank you.
Doctor, my knees hurt. Help me.
You walked here?
All the way from my house.
Oh my gosh, we gotta get you a
Walker.
You have one in the back, dog? Like,
Unfortunately, no, they're budget cuts.
you know what I really have been using at home is
A chair.
really just like in the chair. Not a lot of movement at all.
And honestly, that's really the best thing you can do when your knees hurt. Just keep them still. The only other thing I would recommend is, perhaps, have you ever tried
Italian beach.
Have you ever tried Italian beef? Honestly, whether or not I've got congestion, stub my toe, I always feel fine.
Doctor, I just don't know if you're worth a copay, to be honest. My goodness. No, I really need to get out and move it, I think. Surely, I know that's not what you're suggesting, but I should maybe going for a walk,
No,
perhaps.
this is a collaborative space.
Thank you so much. I really need to get to the store, and get a...
Orange.
I'm just low on vitamin C.
It's the dots, they're lining up, the connections. You have scurvy, everybody knows. Weeklies are a case of scurvy, and the only way to cure scurvy is...
Malort.
Doctor, I'm liking you more and more every time. The longer this conversation goes. Listen.
So, I know this is crazy. I know you do this with all my patients, but I would love you would join me for some Malort and the best thing to ever pair it with.
Sure.
Not that you don't need to pair Malort with anything. It's
She takes you to a child's playroom.
Hey, Barbie, wanna come play in my Malibu dream home? Yeah, let's go.
Dolly, I need you to do me a huge favor. Timmy's mom said that he doesn't have any friends, and I need you to go and play with him just for a little while.
But I don't want to play with Timmy.
Why not?
Because he's always talking about housing codes.
Housing codes, he's not. Just please, for me, yeah?
Fine.
Thank you.
alright, your kids have fun!
And thus concludes the special use permit required by Section 7 of the Illinois Housing Code, as required by Chicago Zoning Code subsection 3.
Hey, Timmy, you wanna play dolls with me?
I guess I could squeeze you into my play schedule.
Great. Well, I've got this Malibu dream home for all of the Barbies to play in.
What the dickens am I looking at here?
Huh?
This isn't up to Illinois code.
Yeah, it's a Malibu dream home.
Well, we're in Chicago now. And that means you have to follow the Chicago codes.
Eh?
Well, in Chicago, it says that you have to have 2 staircases for a fire. Can you tell me how many I'm looking at here?
1.
Exactly. That's super not up to the code.
Okay, but it's the grand staircase. It's where all the Barbies are gonna make their grand entrances.
Oh, and where are they going to make their grand exits, huh?
I don't understand.
Well, in the code, it says that you need to have 2 staircases in case of a fire so people can exit.
Okay, well, in Barbie Land, Fire Chief Barbie can put out every fire.
Every fire? Oh, I guess I'm just Chef Barbie cooking up my Chef Barbie meal. And oh no, I tripped, and the gas stove sparked into flames.
Really, Timmy?
What?
Alright, well, firstly, Chef Barbie's Barbie smoke detectors would alert her to the danger and she would put out the fire with her Barbie fire extinguishers.
Okay, I'm Grandma Barbie. Smoking up late at night, Grandma Barbie cigar.
Okay, I know where you're going, and Grandma Barbie always keeps her Barbie fire suppressant blankets to smother fires.
You didn't let me finish. Grandma Barbie is smoking a late night Grandma Barbie cigar, and her eyes get all droopy. Oh no! And the cigarette falls on the ground, and the curtains burst into flames.
Okay, then the Barbie fire sprinklers would put out the fire.
And where's Grandma gonna go when she wants to make her grand exit?
Barbie lives in a modern dream home that is made of entirely Barbie fire-resistant material. And Barbie 911 would be alerted as soon as the Barbie smoke detectors go off, and they have a response time of 1 Barbie second.
I was thinking about the code so hard.
This isn't fun anymore. I'm gonna go play with my Barbie dream convertible.
I'll get section 17 of the Illinois Vehicle Code.
You know that it would be untrue.
Chiefs, thank you very much for coming to help me, the mayor of Chicago, solve the affordable housing crisis. I appreciate your support. So, Chiefs, let me get started. Let me show you my first design here. It's a 20-unit building, 5 stories tall, fully sprinkler, made possible by a single stair. What do you think?
Well, Mayor, you have a very noble design here, but I'm only seeing 1 staircase, and I believe that's not safe, right, Chief?
Chief, hold on a second. I've been seeing decades of data from New York that says that single staircase buildings are equally safe as 2-stair multifamily buildings, and they're much safer than a single-family home.
That's New York.
This is Chicago. It's different.
Do you have any data on that, Chiefs?
Nah. But we know it in our minds.
In our hearts.
And our guess.
Okay, Chiefs. Well, I gotta solve the affordable housing crisis. What do you think? How can I build safe new homes?
Mayor. I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look at this design that you have here. You know, there's one room in the house that's really bothering me in terms of fire safety. The kitchen. Let's get rid of that.
Yes. And you know, Mayor, I see a lot of bedrooms in this design, and you know what happens when you're asleep. Fire! Let's make sure we remove the bed.
Let's get rid of
it. Chiefs, don't you think you're going a little bit too far? I know fire safety is a priority and all, but what about building places that people want to live?
Come on.
Again, I'm just saying 1 stair here. I think we need at least 2.
Chief, 2. Sounds great. What about 4?
And
And make some room for it. We can take out some of these other unnecessary things. You know, we can think of the children. We can't risk children lives to start fires, so let's just get rid of that nursery.
Out.
Yes, and I'm seeing a room where Yankee candles tend to go Yankee Doodle Dandy. The living room is very flammable. Let's remove all of the living room.
Okay.
Looking at this blueprint here, I see the word foyer. That just sounds a lot like fire. if you ask me.
Now, Chiefs, I love what you're cooking up here, but I think we can go bolder. I see a single floor with infinite points of fire safety egress made out of a material that's completely fire safe asphalt. Something like this.
Isn't that a parking lot?
And it's the safest housing we can build.
There is always something there to remind me. Always something there to remind me.
Well, Sparky, the TV show has been going great, even for shows produced by me, Dick Wolf. But with the fire prevention doing most of the fire rescue, things are getting a little stale, so we were hoping you could help us shush things up.
I've got just the person. This is Matt Cloyce.
Oh, Madam Cloyce, wonderful to meet you.
Oh, hello.
What do you have in mind for the show?
I see. A little bit of song and dance, yeah?
That's brilliant!
Build the stairs, there'll be 1, 2. The sprinklers keep things safe.
The walls resist fire.
The door shuts behind you. It's just a modern way. We can build. We can build. We can build. That's the status quo. We can build our homes in Chicago.
I'm Hunter. Joe.
Now
Hayley,
Kelly, Carly,
and if we're so glad we have contact with elected officials about single stair and any other housing reform. We have some goodies from Yimby Action for you on the table, some pins and some totes. Carry them with you at your heart and on your shoulders. And thank you again so much for coming. We're going to see you all out in the lobby to talk and chat. We're going to take a quick picture. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye!